judgment. That day that the mother will run away from the son and the son will run away from the mother, that the day that everybody is going to be concerned about himself, he will not care about his parents, nor his children, nor his relatives. This is the real company, the one who benefits me, the one who make me always develop, who always help me to become better and better. This is the real company, not to have company with someone who's going to make me down, or the person that will get me away and make me far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islamic friendship is full of piety, is full of purity, is full of helping each other. That's the real Islam friendship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His glorious book says, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Cooperate together in anything that's piety, على البر والتقوى, in anything that's considered as righteous deeds. وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Do not cooperate together to do sins or to do anything that's considered enmity. This is how the Islamic friendship is. The Islamic friendship teaches you, and make you help your friend without asking you to help him. That's the real friendship. I don't understand, or I don't see any meaning of friendship being with someone, being nice to me whenever I need him, he's far away from me, or he's not answering my calls. That's not friendship. The Islamic friendship is to be easy with people, asking them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it permissible in our relationship to seek help for our company and our friends. But at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be logical and wants us to be merciful. We ask things that our friends that could afford and they could bear. Not asking something difficult and taking this excuse to say or to conclude that this person is not a real friend. So we have to ask something that's affordable and bearable. In the Islamic, or the friendship always, or company always results in knowing each other's business and knowing each other's personal issue. But at the same time, it's prohibited for us to be telling and exposing this personal issues to others. Whenever we know something, or whenever I know something that's personal from my friend, that has to be concealed and not to be exposed to someone else. من ستر مسلما ستره الله يوم القيامة. The person who conceal and keep the secret of the Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will conceal his secret and his personal issue in the day of judgment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Islamic friendship set limits for friends. So no going deeply into the other party business. The relationship with someone who's so close to me or someone who's the best friend should not be treated the same way with someone who's a regular friend. The best friend could be easy for me or acceptable for me to ask some personal question or personal information from him because the relationship is so strong. But with someone who's a regular friend, we have to know that there is limit. We discuss general things. We talk about things that benefit us, not going deeply into the personal issues and the personal things in our life. Unfortunately, Muslims, they go deeply into other people's business, even if that person is not a friend. And we noticed that clearly when we were in our Muslim countries, the way the culture is and the way that people think. And when you come to the United States and see the difference between the Muslim culture and the American culture, in there people care about everything. They want to know any single thing you do in your life. And this is something that our religion is always advising us to be away from. Matter of fact, being away from something that's not our business is something that will make our religion more acceptable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "Min husni islam al-mar tarkuhu ma la ya'ni." What makes your religion better and accepted by Allah is to be away from anything that's not your business, is not related to you. That's the real Islam. But unfortunately, Muslims nowadays are the most people that pay attention to other people's business. How much he's making, why he was driving a bad car and now he's driving a fancy car. He was poor. We were helping him when he was back home. Now he has this and he has that. That criticizing the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as he gave him to give you. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him to give you. Paying too much attention to other people's business, resulting in envy in the society. And this is the problem that we Muslims have always, the envy. Whenever whenever someone has something, I always concerned how he got this, why he has this, how much he's making a month, where is he going, where he comes from, what is this, what is that. That's not our business. Let that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who created the human being, the one who created his slaves. In this life, he doesn't ask them about anything. He will ask them in the day of judgment. Who are you to be investigated and asking about them? Who are you to be asking and paying attention to these things that's not beneficial for you and not beneficial for them? So we have to understand that there is limits. Unfortunately, even in the masjid, we have this. People pay too much attention to others. This person is new in the masjid. What he's doing? How much he's making? Does he have a wife? Why did he get married to this person? He did not. That's his personal life. Be away from it. Whenever the turn is yours, you want to get married to the person you think is the right or she's the right person for you, or he's the right person for you. But unfortunately, Muslims are backward people, and they have a great religion. They have the religion that cares about the manners, the akhlaq, the behavior, the practice. But Muslims are far away from what their religion is saying. They just act upon their habits and the things that they create. They don't get back to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do things according to the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So please, my dear brothers and sisters, we have to focus in our issues, in our things in our life, and we let people do and enjoy their lives the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it for them. It's recommended in the deen, in our religion, in Islam, to be asking about others, but for a purpose or for a reason. To benefit that person, to help that person. This person was coming to the masjid, now he's not coming and asking about him. Maybe he's sick, maybe he needs something. This person was driving a car, now he's walking. What's wrong with him? Maybe something wrong happened to him, so we help him. Not to go deeply into that, and whenever we find out the reason, we act like a news agency, separating that news to the whole society. That's not the reason that Islam permits Muslims to ask about each other. We ask about each other for the sake of benefiting and helping each other. The Muslim friendship always has to be has to be tolerant. It has to be away from su'ul dhann, the bad thinking. We always have to be tolerant and finding excuses for our brothers in case they make mistakes. Not to follow shaitan, not to follow Satan in the way he seduces us and make things in our minds. I told my brother he did not pick up the phone, so he's neglecting me. He doesn't like me anymore. He has other friends, so I'm not going to talk to him anymore. There is no any relationship between me and him. Beat shaitan and do not shaitan beat you, and use husnul dhann, good thinking. Whenever something bad happens, turn it to a good thing for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه وتوبوا إليه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.